This is a demo on how to file your income tax return using ITR, which is Individual Tax Return for those with employment income only. After logging into your iTax account using your PIN and password, you will come to this page. Under the Returns tab, select ITR for employment income only. You will find pre-populated details of the type, the taxpayer PIN, and the tax obligation. On the return period form, select your respective year. In my case, I will use the year 2021. So 1st of January 2021. The return period 2 will automatically pick to 31st of December 2021. The next question, do you have employment income? Remember, this is a return for those with employment income only. Select yes and move to the next page. There are several tabs. There's section A to section T. And you're required to fill all the fields that are marked with an asterisk. On part A, basic information, we have pre-populated details of the taxpayer PIN and the taxpayer name and the return period we have selected, in this case the year 2021. The second bit is on the return information, where you are required to fill in all the details that are marked with an asterisk. The first one is, has your employer provided you with a car? If you select yes, that you've been provided with a car, another section will pop up, section I, where you'll be required to fill in the details of the car for the purposes of computing the value of car benefit. Here you're required to fill in the make of the car, the engine capacity, the registration number, the body and the type of car, and the cost owned of car, and the period of use during the year. After filling in all the details, you will get the total value of benefits. In my case, I'll pick no. The second bit is if you have mortgage. If you select yes, a section J will open up, where you are required to fill in the details of the lender for purposes of computing the mortgage interest. In this case, you are required to obtain the mortgage certificate from your respective lender. So here you are required to fill in the PIN of the lender, that is from the certificate given, the mortgage account number, the amount outstanding at the year end, the name of the lender, the amount borrowed, and the amount of interest paid. You are supposed to fill in all the details for purposes of computing the mortgage interest, which is calculated automatically at the rate of 15%. So after filling in, you will be able to get the total amount of interest paid for the respective period. In my case, I'll pick no. The same applies to WASP. As of now, this is not applicable, so we will pick no. Then there is, do you have life insurance policy? So if you select yes, another section will pop up, section L, for purposes of computing your insurance relief. And here, you'll also be required to obtain the certificate from the respective insurance firm. In this case, you will fill in the insurance company, the PIN of the insurance company. The type of policy has to be either life, education, or health. Just those three, those are the three. Here, you'll be required to fill in the PIN of the insurance company. The type of policy could either be life, education, or health. The policy holder, either self, wife, or child. The name of the insurance company, your policy number. If it's for the child, the age of child, the commencement date and the maturity date, the sum assured, the annual premiums paid, and then the amount of insurance relief will automatically be given by the system. So these details you obtain from the certificate that you get from the insurance scheme. In my case, I will say no, I don't have a life insurance policy. Then do you earn income from a foreign country? I don't. And have you been issued with an exemption certificate for disability? On the question of whether you've been issued with an exemption certificate for disability, in my case it's grayed out, it's not active, and that's because I do not qualify for persons with disability exemption certificate, so it's automatically grayed out and it's a no. But if you qualify and you have a valid exemption certificate, you will come here, the section will be active, and you'll be able to fill in order to compute the relief. On section A part 2, the bank details, the section is grayed out, the entire of it, because it will only be active if I qualify for a refund. In this case, I'm not sure whether I qualify or not. I'll proceed with filling my return. If I qualify for a refund, then the bank details will open up and I'll be able to fill in my bank details for purposes of receiving my refund. So we move to the next page, which is section F. Here, we have the details of employment income. Already, the system has pre-populated my details, so the PIN of my employer is there and the name of the employer. My gross pay is there, already pre-populated, and all the rest of the details. So on this case, in this area, I am not required to fill anything. I'll just move to the next sheet, which is sheet M. So on section M, again, we have the details of pay deducted at source from salary. Here, we can also see the details of the employer PIN, the name of employer, my taxable salary, tax payable on taxable salary, the amount of pay that have been deducted. All the details are already pre-populated in this section. So I don't need to fill anything. I just counter check whether they match, the details here match with my P9. And if they do, I just click on next. Here on section Q, the details of income tax paid in advance. There is nothing to fill, but if there are any payments that I have made within the course of the year, I will come here and record the details, the payment registration number, the amount of income tax paid, and the date of deposit, and then click on add. But in my case, because there's no payment that I made within the year, I just skip the section. You don't fill anything. Go to the last sheet, section T. Here, the details have already been pre-populated and auto-calculated. So here, the only grayed areas are on the pension, where we are supposed to fill in our defined pension, the actual pension that you've contributed for the entire year, and also the personal relief, the respective personal relief for the year. So on defined pension, I'll check on my P9 on section E2 on my P9 where there's actual contribution. That is the amount I will fill here. And also for the year 2021, the personal relief was 2,400 or 2,400 in a month, which is equivalent to 28,800 in a year. So on personal relief, I'll key in the amount as 28,800. And then on tax due / refund due, my balance is 0, meaning I don't have a refund. If it was a negative value, that would indicate that I have a refund. Then I would go back to section A, where the bank details section, and fill in the details of my bank so that I'm able to receive my refund. But in this case, my tax due or refund due is balancing at 0. So you just click on submit. Are you sure you want to submit the data? I say OK. Upon submission, you will receive this message on your screen that your return has been submitted successfully and the acknowledgement number will be given by the system. So there is a downloadable link where you click on it in order to obtain your acknowledgement receipt. You can also check your email for a copy of the same. So this is my e-return acknowledgement receipt indicating that my return has been submitted successfully. Thank you.